Hello, hello, everybody. Good morning. We are having a really fun day. It's a Father's Day event in Sacred Treasure House today. So this is a lot of fun. We're having all of our crafters do something that is for Father's Day today. So I'm Christy here at My Artful Adventures, and we're gonna get shared over into that group. And let me see here. I want to get into Facebook and make sure I can see all the comments. How are you all doing today? Hope everybody is having a wonderful day, and hope you got some great stuff going on. We had a big storm last night. We thought that it had missed us, but then well, actually it wasn't last night. It was early this morning, and boy did we get some hail. It wasn't like some of the places though that I heard had gotten hail, so we're good like that. We didn't get that, thank goodness. Yeah, I wouldn't want any of that awful hail. And I peeked out the backyard this morning. Looked like the garden is doing okay, so that's always a good thing, right? So, what we're going to do today is this fun little, it's an origami. Basically, it's origami. It's going to be a little shirt. And we are going to make it like this. And I think this will be fun. Let me see. It's kind of blowing it out. It's kind of washing it out. Good morning, Tanya. Good morning, Sue. So that's what we're going to be doing today. If you're not seeing the little red live button up in the corner, then you're probably watching a replay. And I would love to know that you were here for that too. So just let me know. And there's Terry and Deborah's here. Lisa, hey everybody. Welcome. So I am going to go ahead and move us down here to the desk space in case you didn't hear me say we're going to make this fun little Father's Day card. It's basically an origami shirt, and it actually, you wouldn't have to put it onto the thing. It'll open up like this and can be like a gift card holder. Hello, Deborah. So I am going to move us down here and get us started. Sometimes these things, get a little bit, you never know how they're going to, how much time they're going to take. Let's just say that. So I am going to pop down here. If I can think what I'm doing. Oh my goodness. Sometimes I just get sidetracked. I don't know. Oh my. Okay. There we go. So I'm going to tell you right off, for the size of this, you're probably going to want to make a 6x6 card. And I think you're going to be happiest with it like that, because if you want to just make the little gift card holder, you can do that. You can stick it, in through here. It'll fit in through here. Oh, I didn't even realize I had that in there. So you can just stick something in it. There's a Home Depot gift card. And so it just tucks in there. You would probably need to tell them that it's there, though. You could put cash in there, a check, whatever you want to do. And so that would be a fun little gift to get. And it doesn't have to be for Father's Day. You can see on here, I put celebrate. And you could make it look like a woman's, I think they call that style a camp shirt. And that would be kind of fun to do that too. So whatever kind of print that you use for your paper is going to kind of determine what that looks like. Let me get this a little bit bigger. There we go. And I should probably, let me fix that so it doesn't. I was messing around. I got here a couple minutes later than I was supposed to because I had some real wonky stuff going on with that. And I'm like, well, that looks ridiculous. Nobody wants to see my head that big. They want to see the project. Hello, Regina and Denise and Deborah's here. So first off, what we're going to do is we need to cut a piece of paper. And so I like to pick something that is going to work good and kind of look like a shirt. So this piece we need first is going to be 6.5 by 9.5. So I'm going to do my 6.5, and I'm just going to go ahead and slice it all the way down by 9.5. And then in a minute, I'm going to go ahead, I'm just going to do it now. One of the things I want to do is to be able to cut a little piece to go down the little placket of the shirt in the front. Hey, Grace. And to do that, it needs to be cut. Well, I like to do it on the diagonal. I don't know why. Boy, this white is really blowing stuff out. The camera is, I don't know why it's doing that. It's sometimes, you know, it's so crazy. Sometimes it doesn't really seem to bother all of the cameras, and then sometimes it doesn't like it at all. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make, I'm going to put it on the diagonal, and it's going to make it look, I'm just going to cut it on this side. I want to make one that's a pocket, okay? And I want the pocket to be, I didn't get that quite right. I want to cut down through some of these so it's really at a diagonal. And you can see here, if I cut through some of those, it's going to line up. There we go. That looks a little bit better. And then I want this to be 3/4 of an inch. So I'm going to pop it over here and cut that. What I'm doing right now is I'm going to make a pocket. But I wanted it to go that way. Okay, so now I'm going to trim that inch off, and I just need it to be 3/4 of an inch square. I think makes a good size little pocket for this project, okay? So we got that done. I'm going to put it in a little container I've got there with my little buttons for the project. I put them in that container so they didn't get lost. There's nothing worse than having all your little goodies for whatever you're making, and then you can't even find them when you get ready, right? So there's the pocket, and now as long as I've got my trimmer out here, let me see, let me get that. Let's see how long we're going to have this. It's going to need to be, and always I have my ruler going the wrong way. This is going to need to be a little over 4 inches. And that would be awfully close if I do it that way. I'm just going to use this other section, and I'm going to trim it. I'm just going to make a big, long, I know if I cut it about, well, actually, we could measure this. Okay, if I cut it about here, I'm going to have plenty of space. And I'm going to make my first cut through there so it's on that diagonal, and then I'm going to line that up and decide where I want it, because I want to make sure that you can really tell that it is, and I want it to be about, I'm going to do 1/2 inch to go down the placket where we're going to place the buttons. I think, do I want that 1/2 inch? How much? Let me see. Let me measure this one. That seems a little big. Nope, that was 1/2 inch. Maybe I'm not measuring that right. That looks really big. Why does sometimes you measure something and it looks super large? Does that really look that big? I don't think that's really that big. You know what? Hang on a second. Let's do that again. Let's cut it at a little bit less. So I want to cut it at about, let's do about 3/8. I like that a lot better. So I'm going to put that over here too in my little container. Oh my goodness, now we're going to get to the good stuff, you guys. Let's get to the good stuff. All right, you ready? Who's ready? Who's ready for finding some fun origami today? And it's not hard. Don't let it scare you. You know, a lot of times we think of some of these origami things we see and how intricate they are. So don't be fearful. This is going to be easy today. So we're going to take our paper, and whichever side that you want, we're going to put that, fold it in half. That's one thing fun kind of about origami, is a lot of it is just the paper folding. It's not necessarily a lot of measuring. Hey, Kathy. Ah, thanks, Terry. I appreciate that. I really do. Okay, and so we're going to open it up on the back, and now we're going to bring it to the center line that we just made, this score. Boy, that's a little hard to see. Wow. I'm even having, I think it's the light's so bright. Okay, and then we're just going to fold that. Make sure that, yeah. I don't want it to interfere with that crease. Oh my goodness, Kathy Monty. She sprinkled me out 6 times, she said. Thanks so much. I always appreciate when people send me out. That, you know, that's how we find other new people, right? To for our new crafty friends. East. Oh, did I say something about East? Who said something about East, Denise? Oh my goodness. I don't even know. I don't know what you mean. Okay, so now we've got it folded in half like this. And you can see that we've got it all matched up fairly well, so we know it is nice and straight, okay? And so now we're going to take it and flip it over to just the part that doesn't have any open in it. You know, let me go ahead and zoom you down a little bit more. There you go. Look how dirty my mat is getting. Oh, easy. Yes, I'm sure it's easy. Look, all we've done so far is fold a couple of things in half. So, yes, it is easy. And I know what you mean about those autocorrect things. I tell you, I send some of the goofiest messages to people. Hey, Bernice. Bernice is going to be next following me, so we'll have to go see what she's up to then. And, hey, Terry. Okay, so now that we've got this here like this, we're going to fold over about 1/2 inch. So now you can see our fold is going to be right here at the top. So about 1/2 inch. Let me see how close to 1/2 inch I got. Nah. No, I got more than about 3/8 of an inch, but it's okay. Don't worry about it. Okay, now you're going to take it back over to where it's folded like this again. And we're going to bring these down. Just kind of stick your finger here. Give it a little massage here so it'll kind of bend easy. And, you know, take it slow if you need to. And we're just going to bring it here and make it look like the collar. Okay? And so then we're just going to give that a nice press down. And do this other side as well. So sometimes it's just easy. And another trick too is if you've got something like this that you can kind of maneuver it on, right? And give it a little bit of a massage that way. And then just make sure your corners meet up. Okay, like this. So just make them meet up there. You're the boss of the paper. I'm telling you. You're going to be the paper boss, and you're going to get that paper to lay down where you want. So there we go. Now we're going to fold this in half, and we're going to bring it up, maybe not quite in half, but tuck it in under your collar. Okay? Just bring it in, tuck it up there tight under the collar. Just give it a nice press down here. You want it to be straight. So I can see my fold mark, so I'm just going to make sure my fold comes up between my collars because I know I brought my collars together at that seam, right? Who's the boss? I'm the boss. I'm the boss of my paper. How about you guys? I'm going to make you paper bosses too. I'm giving you all what is it when you're look, I've been so long out of the corporate world. Well, you're getting a new position. You're going to be the boss. Oh my goodness. Oh, you ever tried to update and Facebook didn't go? Oh my goodness. Well, that's like practically an everyday occurrence, isn't it, Denise? Like when we're all trying to get our Facebook things, to be exactly what they're supposed to be. Oh, and you guys, now I have an iPhone, and one of our people in one of our groups, our admins, she shared with me that now I have my what do you call it? Why are words hard, you guys? Apps. I have my apps to supposedly, be updated automatically. But she said, go in like to the app store, like you're gonna, like you're looking for the Facebook app, and looked at, and it did say update. And so it said, that there was an update and that it would, fix some things. And so I just clicked update and it did it, and then it goes open. And so I clicked it open. I didn't even have to sign in or out or anything. So that was kind of nice. But yeah, always check that once in a while. And in case you don't know, if you are really having a lot of trouble with your Facebook app, one of the things that you can do is completely take it off of your phone and then just reinstall it. I had to do that one time. I never could get on a live. We were getting ready to do something in the kitchen, and I never could get on. And so, so that was what I finally had to do that evening, and it worked just fine. Then it was able to do what it was supposed to. So never be afraid of that, because your account isn't living on your phone. Your account is living, out there on the internet. And so all that's happening is you're just, putting your app back in. There you go. There's your tech info for the day. Look, I give tech information. I'm tech help and paper. So, okay. Whew, promoted. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Deborah. Thank you so much. Yes, I promoted you all to paper bosses today. Yes, Tanya, isn't that just so annoying when we have to do that? Okay, now we're going to take it and open it back up. And now from where we made this fold in half, I'm going to actually press that down so I can see it better. Okay. Yeah. Okay, see where that is? Okay. This is what I'm doing. I'm telling you, it's at the crease, okay? So just from that crease here, we're going to wing this out here, and we're going to take it to the side opening and just put it out like this, okay? And just fold it out, and just as far out as you can get that, but still have your corner there, because you need your corner. And then just give that a press. And the same thing over here. Some of these, they're not hard. You just have to work it a little bit. And we're going to do the same thing over here. And don't press it all the way down until you know you have it where you want it. Until you've bossed it into place. Hi, Susan. Okay. Now then what happens is when you fold it up this way, now you've just made the sleeves. And so you can see we've made a short sleeve shirt. Like that, right? Excuse me. Okay, now I think I will go ahead and before I do some of the rest of it, I'm going to go ahead and put it on my card base. If I can find, what the heck? Oh, there it is. So, like I said, you're going to probably be a whole lot happier with it if you put it on a 6x6. And yes, a 6x6, if you do mail it, it will take a little bit more postage, but cheaper than driving it there, right? For most of it, it's going to be cheaper than driving. Because this is going to be, this is 5.5. Let me see. Yeah, it's too long the other way. So it's not going to fit on one of those, our normal like A2, the 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch cards. It's not going to fit on that. So you're just going to be better off. Don't fight it. Just put it on here. Okay. So this is a 6 1/2 inch card base, and look at that. Good thing I always open your card base so you know which way to open it. Oh my goodness. I'm just going to flip it over. And then I can decide which side of the blue I want to use, because look at this. This is some of that close to my heart paper. So tell me what you think. Here's the lighter blue. You know, let me see if I can change my setting, change the brightness down a little bit. That's just not going to help. Let me change my light. Oh, there we go. Look, now you can see it better. Yeah, it looks a little bit dark, but okay, now we don't have that big glare. So what do you think? This light side of blue, do we want light or the dark side? Which do you think? Light or dark? Let's see, do I have my regular piece? Look, here's the piece I cut it from. You know what? Let's do this. Here, now you can see the difference. Which one do you think? The light one or the dark one? Oh, Deborah's on her husband's phone. It's still Deborah. What do you think? The light, the dark, the light. Okay, I see. Oh, lots of light ones. 1, 2, 3, 4 light ones and just one dark. Oh, Missy, you might be outvoted. I like to stay on the light side. Oh my gosh. Okay, I think the lights have it. Let's do the light one. Okay, and look at me. I'm going to use tape runner today. I got to make sure I got the right side. Yes. So I'm just going to pop this on. I got to see which way it goes. Some of these you pick them up and it's hard to... Oh, no wonder. No wonder that didn't feel right. It had a little cover on. This is some Tombow adhesive. I got it as a sample thing, but I have a friend that uses this all the time and she loves it. And Tombow does make wonderful products. Okay, I just want to make sure I get some in the corners. You guys, when I first started doing any kind of crafts like this, I would take my tape runner and I would go all the way down, all the way, everywhere. And the lady whose house we would go to, she was with Stampin' Up, and she told me that I am the reason that I'm the kind of person that was the reason that when she had her parties at her house, that she would only give people glue sticks because the double-sided adhesive costs more than what a glue stick does. And when she would see how much I used, she would go, I was the reason that people didn't give out their tape runners to use. Whatever. I want to make it stick, right? I'm going to get it to stick down there. So I'm just going to rub it down really good. And this is my problem. And you know what? This is my issue with some tape runners, is you stick it on there and like I used to send cards to my mom all the time, and by the time they got from Minnesota to Denver, they were loose pieces in the envelope, and she was forever trying to figure out how they were supposed to have gone together. And I'm just like, what? And then I can remember going through and looking at some of the cards that she had put together. And I'm like, yeah, no, that wasn't really the way that card was supposed to look. So I don't know. Thank you, Angelica Wade, for sprinkling me out. Yeah, that's just not fun when you are trying to, give something to somebody. Okay, so I am going to use this because it's kind of, it's flat and yet it's not. I mean, by the time I turn it around to the front, so we're just going to glue this part because we want the front to come loose, remember? So, I wish I hadn't untucked that. Now, I'm going to push it kind of up here to the top. You guys, I'm going to be done with this way early. I'm going to kind of center it. Make sure I've got it centered. I think that looks good. And we'll just press it down and get that really stuck down there. Okay. Alrighty. Oh, no, I forgot. We still have to put the pocket and stuff on. So no, we're doing good. Okay, so let's go ahead. And now our piece that we were making, let me snip it off. I kind of wish that this was, I wish I'd gotten it more in the very middle, but I think of some of this, but I like the contrast with this going down. If you were sewing, you would call this the bias. So I'm going to just glue this down. Let me see. Let's measure it. It is probably 4 and, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 6. I don't know. My goodness, some of these rulers have really wonderful, tiny, precise measurements. This one mostly does 1/8. I'm just going to cut off 4 inches. Or actually, I know where it was. And then I think I can trim it at the bottom. Actually, this might be close enough. Let me see. It's not very straight. Let me try that again. Let me just trim it a little bit. Isn't it amazing that with scissors with a straight edge, how hard it can be to just trim straight? That's so weird. Okay, just put a little glue. Now I just want to put it down the center because I don't care if the edges stick up. If the edges kind of stick up a little bit, you know, you could ink it too and give it more of a look that where you can tell the edges. Now I'm looking at this trying to see where the center is, and I'm just gonna give it a little bend. Then I can really tell. And I'm gonna pull it down because I think it's gonna make more of a difference down here at the edge than up at the top. I got it a little bit short. I'm disappointed. But you know, is anybody else gonna really know? Nah. Okay, Missy, the piece of paper that we started with was 6. Let me look at my paper. 6.5 by 9.5. 6.5 by 9.5. Okay, there we go. And let me get my little buttons out. Or wait, let's go ahead and let's make our little pocket. Now, what I would suggest on your pocket is to give it a little bend and try and find something tiny. Here's something. You don't need something really big. I'm just going to use this big old needle. I'm going to tuck it down so it'll lay flat, more flat. Oh my goodness. The easiest way to get it under those collars is to kind of give it a little bend to get it going under there. There we go. And if you've got some of your back side of your collar showing, oh, I should have seen that before. trim this off before you do anything else, and you won't have that sticking out. I don't think, it's not too bad. So you can see just a tiny smidgen of orange sticking out right here, but I don't think that's too bad, especially since it's got an orange stripe in it, right? So I think I want my pocket about here. And see, this is another thing about when you put it, like when you cut it like as if it was the bias, it really makes it a lot more noticeable. So I'm going to put my glue on 3 edges of this. I should have gotten out some tweezers, you guys. Goodness sakes. And I'm just going to put my glue on 3 sides. And now I'm just going to take this big needle. I mean, you can use a toothpick, anything you've got that'll just give it a little bit of dimension. And you can put it inside here. And just press it down. See, just so you've got something to hold it open a little bit more, so it's not just completely flat. Okay. So it could have been anything. Toothpick. We could have even taken this little scrap of paper that we were using, and we could like fold it in half and just, you know, stick that in there. Anything to give it just a little bit of dimension. And once you get that set, then you can just take that out, right? Okay. Let's go ahead and get our buttons on. You guys, I was so thankful to find the the other ones that I had made, because my buttons did not get put back in their designated location. And I was pretty disappointed when I went over there to pick them up. You know what? There are some things that you just, you know, I'm going to be honest, I am not the neatest person. But you know what? When there are things that I know they have a place to go, and I try to keep them there, when I go to look for them and they're not there, it's like, it's just so annoying. I love the people that are, you know, have all their things all together and they know what they're doing. I know what I'm doing, sort of. It might not seem like it sometimes. I do. Okay, now then, here's another trick, you guys. Are you ready? Thanks. I'm glad you guys are liking it. Okay, here's what I find to be the easiest to, when you're making something like this. I'm going to do my top one. And I have 5 of them here. So I'm going to put my button on the top. And I'm going to make sure that all my buttons are going the same way. So I like mine. On this one, I'm going to have the little holes going side to side, okay? So I'm going to place that one there. And this is going to be my bottom button, because a shirt's buttons don't go all the way to the bottom, right? We have that little bit down there. I fake it quite well. Excellent. I had you fooled. No, I look around and I've got lots of things that are, you know, put together and they're labeled so that I know where the things are, because I've got so many categories of things that I have done and used over the years. And so I've got all kinds of things that are labeled, and I tell you what, that comes in super, super handy, because you know, if there's something I haven't used in a while, I know I can look at my drawers that are labeled and I know exactly where it is. Okay, I got a little bit of glue seeping out of there. It's clear, but you know, when it dries, it's going to be kind of shiny. It's going to be shinier than the paper, so I'm just going to lift that up. Okay, now next, okay, here's the trick. Now I'm going to look in the middle of these two and put my glue right there, because you know, the eye is pretty good about looking at things and finding where kind of, you know, the in-between is. kind of the halfway point. I'm just going to drop that guy there. And now you see what we've done? We've got those, and now for the next two, all I do is I just go in between those spots. Look how easy that is. And they will really be lined up fairly well. Hi, Gia's Creations. Welcome, welcome. Oh, I know, Terry, these are such little bitty buttons. And I can't remember if I got them in a craft area or they were actually tiny buttons like in the sewing area. These are the kinds of buttons that look so cute, like on baby clothes for, you know, a decorative thing. They're too tiny to use. To really button, they would be way too tiny. I wouldn't want to do it anyway. Okay. Okay, so we'll just put those there. So those are lined up pretty good, I think. Make sure I like the way that the buttonholes are going. You could even, if you wanted to, you could even take your thread and run it through, right? What if you can't make them? You could make some. I bet you. Yeah, clay. I was just gonna say I had something on the screen covering up that, but I knew you were gonna say clay. Exactly. That would be pretty easy. I hadn't even thought of that. Now, if I would have had time to do that, but you know, that was this morning because I thought I knew exactly where that was. I thought I knew exactly where my buttons were. So I don't know. I actually have so much stuff that needs to be put away right now. It's not even funny. Okay, let's make a little thing to put down here. I don't think I want to just, well, I think if I just put my, you know what? Let's try it. Since we used the light side, I'm going to try to just stamp it on there and see how that looks. What did I do with my stamp set I was going to use? There it is. You guys, these kind of stamp sets are the best that have like everything under the sun. They're my favorite. I usually have one of these and keep it of some variety. Sometimes I might even have two, and I will keep them out so that if I have, you know, something quick I want to do, it's probably gonna have a good saying. Oh, here's even that celebrate one. I would put, here's a Father's Day one, but it doesn't say Happy Father's Day, and there's happy up here, but there's there's three happies. I don't really like any of those with the way the Father's Day font is here. So, you know what? I'm just going to put this that says celebrate. I think celebrate is perfect. And the nice thing about, you know, when you use words like that is, you know, you can use them for more than just one kind of thing, right? I'm trying to get that down there straight. Oh, I should have showed you another trick. Another trick for something like that. I'll just use a different one. If you've got some kind of a stamp, this is hard to see because it's, well, you can't even see it. Let me use one that's dark so you can see it. They're printed on here and I didn't realize it wasn't dark. So all you have to do is you take your block, you lay it down here, and then you take your block and then you just can line it up here and stick it on there, and then you can get it real straight. So that's another tip. Boy, I'm full of tips today. All kinds of tips. Okay, so let's try to, got some black ink. You know, I have got all kinds of colors of inks, but for some reason, I'm always using black ink. It is my go-to, I guess. All right. Okay, you guys. I know, Lisa. Isn't it great? I love it. And remember, use your spongy things or a mouse pad or something. So, wood mount stamps, the old kind of wood mount stamps, have squishy stuff between the rubber where the stamped part, the cut stamp is, and the block. If you look at them, they've got a squishy thing that is already in there. Okay. Then kind of one of the next generations was a rubber stamp that wasn't mounted on blocks, so we could use them on these. They still had a squishy thing behind them, some of them, some companies. Okay, then we started going to these acrylic and the polymer acrylic stamps, which don't have any cushioning. You're going to get a whole lot better impression when you've got that cushion. Okay, so I'm going to get a little ink on here and make sure that this is going to be a good impression on here. Oh, love it. Okay, let's do that on here. We fold it out. Probably it would have been much better to put that on there. If I mess up, I'll just put it on a piece of white and cover it up, because you can always fix your paper mistakes. Right? You know, I can help you fix the mistakes too. Okay, so I'm just gonna get that inked up there, and I'm just gonna put it over here to the side, and then just roll. Oh, let's see, I want it up a little bit more. There we go. Celebrate. Look at that, you guys. Isn't that adorable? I love it. I think that these little origami shirts are from the first time I ever saw them, I thought they were so cute. Hey, Janet. So you guys, look how fun that is. And so, you know, again, it was just a 6.5 by 9.5 inch piece. And you can go back and see, you know, how we did it. I would run through it real quick again, but I don't think we've got enough time to make a whole nother one. So I hope that do any of you have anything fun you're planning for Father's Day? We got a couple more minutes. What do you have going on? Anything? We've got kids that are coming in, so we will actually have more people here for Father's Day at our house. So I think that's kind of cool. That might be one of the first Father's Days in a long time that my husband has had, you know, some of the kids around. So that's kind of cool. We will be missing one daughter and our grandson, but you know, I guess really the whole rest of the clan will be here. So that's kind of cool. I'm sure that's gonna be fun. So in case you missed this, you guys, I think the buttons are dry enough to open it. So here it is, like this, and you can stick your gift card up inside here, or cash, or check, whatever, some little cute thing. You could even put, like, you know, those little square candies. You could put something cute like that in there. And then you've still got a card too. You've got that and your card. Like this. So you can write something fun in there. Something sweet, something sentimental, something corny, whatever you want to do. Oh, and I think you guys, have I told you before that we always, in our family, we have to put money in a card, and my husband used to go, well, a card's not worth anything if it doesn't have money in it, but all we do is put $1 in. so we have met the money criteria, so it's just always kind of a standing joke anymore. So Angelica says they're not doing much for Father's Day. Aw. Oh, nice. Oh, she's got something similar. Oh, I can't wait to see. I can't wait to see what you're going to do. So this has been so fun. Thank you so much for joining me. And BB's Crafts is up next with Bernice. Let's go check her out. Thanks, you guys. Bye-bye.